Hello and welcome. I am Gimba Umar. Tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari commends Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg for sharing knowledge with Nigerian youth and inspiring a new generation of entrepreneurs. Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika visits aero contractors, assures distressed airline workers that they will not lose their jobs. United Kingdom government reaffirms commitment to repatriating Nigeria's stolen assets and making the UK unsafe for looters of public funds. And Hurricane Herbert hits Florida in the US, inflicting severe damage on electricity infrastructure.
And on business news tonight, Central Bank of Nigeria defends restriction of 41 imported items from accessing foreign currency from the current country's forex market.
And on sports news tonight, Gernot Rohr faces his first test as Super Eagles coach in tomorrow's 2017 African Cup of Nations qualifier against Tanzania.
And from Abuja, I'm Gloria Umezuke. All Progressives Congress candidate Godwin Obaseki pledges infrastructure development, economic empowerment if voted in as Edo State Governor in September 10 election.
We begin tonight with the President's commendation to the Chief Executive Officer and founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, for sharing his wealth of knowledge with Nigerian youths and inspiring a new generation of entrepreneurs. Receiving the Internet Entrepreneur at the State House in Abuja, President Muhammadu Buhari described the various meetings held with youths as timely, considering the country's drive to spur development through entrepreneurship. The President said, quote, Nigeria has always been identified as a country with great potentials for growth, especially with our youthful population. But now we are moving beyond the potentials to reality. I am impressed by your simplicity in sharing your knowledge and wealth with those with less income, end of quote. In his remarks, Zuckerberg said that he is impressed by the interest, energy and entrepreneurial spirit displayed by young Nigerians in all the ICT camps visited in Lagos. In the meantime, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, also played host to the Facebook founder today. The occasion was the launch of 30 startup businesses by Nigerian youths under the Villa Demo Day platform for technology, innovation and entrepreneurship. The Vice President announced plans for collaborations with Facebook in the coming months towards enhancing entrepreneurial and innovative connectivity for Nigerian youths across Africa. Our correspondent, Omelogo Nadi, reports.
The Facebook founder's first port of call at the presidential villa in Abuja is the office of the president, where he held a closed-door meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari, Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, and some ministers.
Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Mr. Mark Zuckerberg then proceeded to a function with the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, which was the launch of businesses owned by 30 winners selected from over 4,000 business presentations under the recently introduced ASO Villa Demo Day, a platform to boost industrialization and encourage entrepreneurship among youths in Nigeria. The Vice President says Zuckerberg's visit is both energizing and exciting for Nigeria's youths, who he says are now included in governance by such opportunities.
This country is going to be built, and is going to be built on the energy, on the innovation, and on the creativity of the very young people who are here. And I don't want, whenever young people say that, we want to be included, I believe very strongly that today you're included.
For Zuckerberg, the creative innovations are refreshing, reason for which he says he would follow up on the innovative businesses to see how they turn out.
I'm blown away by what you're doing. I believe in you. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do. And congratulations and thank you for having me here.
3 outstanding businesses selected from the 30 winning businesses are to be given 3.5 million naira each as support for their startup, while plans are run to support the rest of the businesses, which cover agriculture, power generation, recycling and information technology, among others, towards significant growth. Omelogo, Nadi Channels Television News.
As part of measures to get out of the current economic recession, Nigerians may have to change their consumption pattern. This is the view of the Edo State Governor, Mr. Adams Oshomole, who says that the current difficulties the country is facing are self-inflicted. Governor Oshomole was speaking on our breakfast program, Sunrise Daily.
There has to be a time lag between when you formulate policies on the basis of what you found on ground and when the benefit of those policies begin to manifest. I mean, if it takes 60 years to get to this terrible state we are in, why will anybody think that other 15 months of a new government, you will fix it? No, I've never had that illusion. What are the issues in the system? That we got ourselves to a situation where everybody was contributing to rural poverty, and we found ourselves in a very dangerous vicious cycle. A nation whose consumption pattern has been so distorted by the few who have access to stolen money, such that everywhere you go in the country, you have imported tomato puree, you have toothpick, you have all sort of thing, expired rice from all over the world. And this government said, no, we will continue this way. Nigerians, we have to go through reorientation. But you don't learn to perfect consuming what you don't produce, particularly those things that you can actually produce. If we are going to move away from a nation that has perfected the act of consuming precisely what it doesn't produce, but which is capable of producing, and we want our rural economy to improve, you've got to have to allow this price incentive to redirect investors properly to the agricultural sector. The whole essence of moving away state involvement in the economy more towards private sector driven economy is that the private sector should also aim at structuring their production pattern in a way that over time they do not need to import all of the things they currently import. If you go through the list of what they think, what they classify as raw materials, a lot of these raw materials are things that can be produced at home.
Protesting workers, and the federal government has indeed assured them of their jobs, saying that it will not be taken away from them. They will not lose their jobs, the government said, as a result of the suspension of flights by airlines. The Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, said this while on a supervisory visit to the headquarters of aero contractors in Lagos, where he met protesting workers who have occupied the entrance of the company for 2 days now.
What is going on now is something that we can resolve. We are aware of the management problems. We are aware of where the airplanes and the aircraft are. We're also aware of what has been going on with the maintenance department, so also with the operations department. What I can assure you is that since I just landed now, I will go ahead and go to Abuja. I have a meeting. I assure you today I will meet with the anchor. I assure you also today I will meet with the management who are in charge for now, and then I will come back to you either on Sunday or on Monday. Most likely on Monday. I'll tell you on Monday. I'll come back here in Lagos and address these issues and trash them and draw up a map to follow, and by the grace of God we will resolve this. Aero contractors will fly. Nigerians will keep their jobs. Nigerians will keep their jobs. In fact, they will get a better job under this situation.
The United Kingdom has reaffirmed its commitment to repatriate Nigeria's stolen assets stashed away by corrupt individuals and organisations. That's according to UK's Minister for the Department of International Development, Mr. James Wharton. He told Channels Television in Abuja that the government will take firm action against those who steal public funds.
It is absolutely the intention of the United Kingdom to meet the obligations of that Memorandum of Understanding to ensure that when funds are misappropriated, if they end up in the UK, we do everything appropriate and in our power to return them to the people of Nigeria. There has to be a full and proper judicial process in order to deliver that. But I think that the Memorandum of Understanding signed only earlier this week is a very clear sign of the intention to deliver on that commitment and recognition of the difference that that can make to Nigeria, not just in terms of returned funds, but by making it very clear that the United Kingdom will not be a destination for ill-gotten gains, and where that does happen, that the government of the United Kingdom will take firm action against those individuals.
Human rights activists in Lagos are demanding that the federal government stop security votes to state governors. During a peaceful protest today, the rights activists maintained the security vote is not appropriated for in the budget and should be scrapped. They call for an immediate resolve of the hardship in the country. Our correspondent Loretta Chiogo reports.
The procession kicks off from Ikeja. It's a peaceful rally in memory of the 7th year of the death of the late senior advocate of Nigeria, Chief Gani Fawemi. With solidarity songs and placards of pictures of the late social critic and human rights lawyer, the protesters marched towards Ojota. Finally, they arrive at the location where Gani Fawemi is immortalized, and the singing continues with talks on the state of the nation. Emphases on the big shoes left behind by late Chief Gani Fawemi yet to be filled as the nation grapples with the many socio-economic challenges.
The president, the governor, they are not entitled to security vote. If you see any security vote in all the budgets, it is unappropriated. So I'm challenging the president. If you want to convince Nigerian people that is fighting corruption, you should stop taking fault with security votes. Security votes. Security votes is unappropriated at any level. They are using this as a means of looting the treasury.
With Gani Fawemi, he has taught us not to agonize too much, but to organize. And that is the essence of this march, for us to organize ourselves, because without our efforts, there wouldn't have been any success. We are here to say that we support the fight against corruption, but it must be fought within the ambits of the law.
And the protests are over, but the protesters fear that the ideals of the late Gani Fawemi is gradually fading away in terms of bringing about an improved social, political and economically stable Nigerian state. However, the resolve from here is to continue to fight against bad governance and to support any anti-corruption drive that would yield fruits for the nation. From the Gani Fawemi Park in Ojota, Lagos, Loretta Chiogo, Channels Television News.
Five confirmed cases of Lassa fever have been reported in 4 states of Nigeria within 1 week. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control says that 2 cases were reported in Plateau, 1 from Rivers and 1 each from Bauchi and Gombe states. The patients reported from Gombe state was said to have died on August the 22nd, while the others are still alive. Chief Executive Officer of the NCDC, Dr. Chikwe, says that public health response has commenced in all the affected states under the leadership of the respective state ministries of health. Resources have also been mobilized from the NCDC and its partner, the Nigerian Field Epidemiology and Laboratory Training Program, to support the investigation and management of confirmed cases. Still ahead on the news at 10. Edo State carries out its next series of campaigns in the state capital with assurances to better the lives of the people. That's in a moment. Join us again.